Okay, we are live on YouTube.
Just curious.
Okay, now I'm going to walk across the camera again.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, haha. Yes, free commentary in the back provided by Darren.
No, actually, I'm gonna bill you.
All right, well, we'll have to negotiate that later.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And, oh, well, there we go. Now I've got the other camera going, so we'll also have it on a separate angle. So, huh?
I've got the TV where it's playing it on mute, but I've got the feed for the other one.
Oh, cool.
So I can see it on both.
Yeah, well, I've got the other video camera is going to be at the opposite angle, so we're catching it from like three sides basically, and that way, I can post the video later. So and this week, because yesterday was another decade, so we'll do a decade feast today. It's funny, it's been 3 weeks since we started doing these, but that's only 2 weeks, according to the ancient Egyptian schedule. So they had much longer work weeks than we did. But
Didn't they work for like 10 days straight, I believe, wasn't it?
well, the work week was 7 days straight, and then you had a 3-day weekend. So 3 days per weekend sounds great, but 7 days of work, I don't know.
It redefines everybody's working for the weekend.
Yes. Yes. Everybody's working for the weekend was redefined. Okay. Well, I'm going to move. I think you can kind of see it from that angle, but not from here. So I'm just going to move briefly where you can see. This is my basin where I do illustrations. I think I actually used this in a how-to video on it. And so, I just keep it in one corner until, it comes time to use it. And then we'll move it out of the way once we're done. So I can just hold my place here. Okay. These cool waters are upon my hands. They purify me as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Anuchuru. I come unto you without falsehood and without evil. My purity is upon my hands. My purity is within my heart. And I have cast out all evil that pertains to me. There you go. You can see that. Iwa wabkua, iwa wabkua, iwa wabkua, iwa wabkua. Okay, so we'll move this out of the way. Now, I know this vase that I use is also something kind of interesting. You can see, yeah, you can see the. I actually had someone commission. I commissioned this from someone, and yeah, there we go. So you can see it actually has hieroglyphic inscription on it, naming the Osiris King, Nebuchadnezzar, and so that's what I use for ritual purposes. I had a cool artist on DeviantArt make that for me several years ago. So, okay. And here we go. We'll use the Sekhmet candle for our Eye of Horus again this time. So, there we go. Come in peace, bright Eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra and all of their abodes, till none remain. Receive the light. The Eye of Horus comes, and we are purified with it. Going around the whole room to represent all the land that the sun encircles. It's purified with the Eye of Horus. Receive the light. Okay. Great and little in needs of the gods, lords of Ma'at, united in Ma'at, great ones who reject wrongdoing, assemble before the Lord of all, and turn your faces toward us. Our hearts are straight, our hearts are open. No darkness is in our hearts. I'm going to see if I can adjust the volume on that real quick. There
What
we
you
go.
need to do is get them to mute their mic.
There we go. Well, this will work. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, and yeah, I've got some prayer beads that I just made that are here on the offering plate, so they're going to be blessed as part of our ritual tonight. Okay. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from noon at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra. Hail and praise unto you, O Nutshadu, you lords of love and lords of life. Grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his fet. May you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us and your strength being within us. Okay. Oh. Take these, your cool waters that are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. O Amen, O Ra Horaketi, O Osir, O Nechuru, these waters are the Eye of Horus, that your hearts may be refreshed. We give you this sweet milk which comes from Mehetoret, that it may rejuvenate you. May it always be present on your altar on the 10th day feast. Methods. Yeah, there. That's why it helps to pull a stick ahead of time, so you're not fighting with the box. Yes, and I will fight with it again later. We give you incense. We give you incense, great of purity. This incense is the eye of Horus. Its fragrance comes to you. It cleanses you, it adorns you. It takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, oh no, which we give to you. Its fragrance comes to you. There we go. Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Natcharu. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. And also this meat. May it be the hearts of your enemies. And these Snickers bars, please give them to our blessed dead. We finally remembered this time. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. I fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Osir. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open with libations for you within this house. May your faces be refreshed with your libations, your wine and your water. And I'm going to step across this camera for a second so we can light a candle and offer water for our blessed dead. And this candle also be the eye of Horus. And, oh, nice. That was my Japanese bell that you heard tinging. We'll ring it again in a minute. Okay. Oh, sir, take this, your libation, which is of this land, which produces all things. All things indeed come forth from this, upon which you live, upon which you exist. Okay. And I have over here a very little bit of kapet that I made a couple of years ago. So there's some myrrh in this. And it basically has to be held over a flame, so I'm going to use their candle. Pure, pure is Amun-Ra Horeketi within his house. Pure, pure is Osir within his house. Pure, pure are the Natcharu within their house. Pure is the Ka of Amun-Ra with this myrrh that is given. Kapet. Pure is the Ka of Osir and of these Natcharu with the Kapet that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance thousands of offerings, all things good and pure, for Amun-Ra Horeketi, Osir, and their needs, in every place that their immortal Kas dwell. Come to your bodies, O Amun-Ra Horeketi, O Osir. Come to your bodies, O Natcharu. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings and partake of them. Okay, let's see if I can just raise the tray without jostling everything else. There we go, it's actually quite heavy. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Raise the offerings before Amun-Ra, Osir, and these Natcharu. All life comes from them, all health comes from them, all stability comes from them, all good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Horaketi, Osir Kentiamentiu, and your son, the Osir Nisu Nebkapurura. Your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings. Receive them from our hands. And at this point, we call upon our loved ones. You may speak their names aloud or within your heart. I'm going to mention a friend of ours, mother-in-law, who she just passed away last week, I believe it was, from COVID-19. Korean, and had moved here to this country to be with her children and grandchildren. Had survived World War II and the Korean War, and probably would have kept on going had it not been for the virus. But all things come in time, I suppose, but that doesn't mean they won't be missed. So again, the bell that you would have heard earlier, this is something that it's a little bit of eclecticism. This is something that we would do in Buddhist services, but we'd ring the bell for the spirits of the dead. Ora keruta henkets kakao abdu sunatur mahat kutnibet nafred wabet anket naturim and kawan aku punibu makahu nibu hiranatura. Okay. And now we honor the union of Ra and Osiris, which happens every night at the bottom of the nighttime cycle. And if you think about it, because it's the middle of the night somewhere in the world all the time, just as it's high noon somewhere in the world all the time. That means that this union and these transformations are going on constantly, and so it's a constant cycle of ending and renewal going on around the world. So this is a shorter litany that I have in Egyptian language and in English. So I'll read one line in Egyptian and then what the translation is. Hang on, let me catch something to drink myself real quick. Oh, and while we're here, I did have some prayer requests. Our friend Jory couldn't join in tonight, but he's high risk, and he's living with his grandmother, who is also, or grandfather, I think it was, who's also high risk, and they're just trying to stay home and stay safe. So definitely, ask that they continue to be protected and guarded. And hang on. Let's see. Okay, someone else has a prayer request. Like to move out of the hellhole they're currently in, and move into my own apartment in a nicer building in a nicer neighborhood. We can certainly appreciate that. So through those constant transformations and cycles of renewal, may you find a cycle upwards and renewal in a better space, a better apartment. So this is A short litany of Ra and Duat. Jedura Ketkat Amenti Kenti Amentet. The words of Ra as he enters the body of the Westerner, foremost of the West, which of course is a title of Osiris. Ihai Apenya Duat, Konsim Yimita. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I may cross he within the earth. Ihai Apenya Kaut, Sahajanya Kakwe Matsuni. Lo, I have traversed the bodies, even after having illuminated those in darkness with my disk. Ihai Apenya Duat, Di Simahui Senchusen. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I may cause their limbs to be restored. Ihai Apenya Duat, Shasanya Shatau Igaret. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even after having passed through the mysteries of Igaret, which is the caverns. Ihai Apenya Duat, Udiju Kafti. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might inflict harm upon my wicked foes. Ihai Apenya Duat, Hateme Kafti Osir. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might destroy the wicked foes of Osiris. Ihai Apenya Duat, Emir Sen Hekenu Sen Seneni. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even as the ones within them and with them have praised me. Ihai Apenya Duat, Bausen Apsen Hetue. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even while their boss followed me. Ihai Apenya Duat, Api Kaut Ureshuyu. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might pass the bodies of the awakened ones. Ihai Apenya Duat, Sahaj Kauti Sen Duai Bausen. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that my body might illuminate them, and I might praise their boss. Ihai Apenya Duat, Ujimedu and Kentuid View. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might give commands to the foremost of the shore dwellers. Ihai Apenya Duat, Shase Jabout Shetaut. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might pass through the mysterious sarcophagi. Ihai Apenya Duat, Mozuti Kemasen Mozuti. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even as my avatars beget children. Ihai Apenya Duat, Suashimba Hotepu. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might honor the Baz who rest. Ihai Apenya Duat, Chopro Imiu Seshem Senwi. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even while the manifestations within me led me. Ihai Apenya Duat, Di Serek Yutu E Kautsen. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that my decay might let their bodies breathe. Ihai Apenya Duat, Ujimeditin Nacharitidi. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might give commands to my twin goddesses. Ihai Apenya Duat, Shasi Kararitamentet. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might pass through the caverns of the west. Ihai Apenya Duat, Yui Hotemem Wiaya. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even while I rest in the great bark. Ihai Apenya Duat, Moscow Hotepe Emnut. Lo, I have traversed Duat, having been reborn while I rested in Nut. Ihai Apenya Duat, Akim Chen Serekene Kautsen. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might enter into you all, having let their bodies breathe. Ihai Apenya Duat, Ihai Apen Ichen. Lo, I have traversed Duat, lo, I have traversed you all. Ihai Apenya Duat, Imiu Kute Hotepsen Ketui. Lo, I have traversed Duat, even as my followers rested behind me. Ihai Apenya Duat, Riap Osem Nisunep Kaprurapu Maacheru Imi Duat. Lo, I have traversed Duat, that I might let the Osiris, this King Nebkepru-Ra, true of voice, traverse that which is in Duat. Of course, I adapted this. This originally came from the tombs of one of the later pharaohs, but I adopted it since Tutankhamun is our patron. So see no reason why he can't have his own version of that prayer. So, and I think at some point I'm going to record those entirely in the Egyptian and make a video for it, so you'd have the subtitles and you can actually understand it without having to pause each time, which might be kind of cool. Okay, and so now we will turn and address each of the four directions and cast out evil, beginning with the south. So the south is going to be facing away from the altar for me. So wait, no, excuse me. Okay, no, south for me. No, south is facing the altar. North would be the opposite way. So hail unto you, Amen and Muktu, who safeguard the world from all evil to the south. Apep emadit jukedjer uber wubed. Apophis is annihilated, the evil one is destroyed, the burning one is burned. Okay, now we face to the north. Hail unto you, Shu and Tefnut, who safeguard the world from all evil to the north. Apep emadit jukedjer uber wubed. Is annihilated, the evil one is destroyed, the burning one is burned. Okay, and now to the west. Hail unto you, Neet and Wajit, who safeguard the world from all evil to the west. Apepe Madit, Jukedner, Uber Webed. He is annihilated, the evil one is destroyed, the burning one is burned. And now to the east. Hail unto you, Sekhmet and Bastet, who safeguard the world from all evil to the east. Apepe Madit, Jukedner, Uber Webed. Annihilated, the evil one is destroyed, the burning one is burned. Okay. Now I'm going to sneak a peek over at YouTube here and see what kind of requests we have. Okay, so I'm going across the camera. Hey, everyone. Oh, okay. Okay, so prayer request for the Nova Scotia shooting victims. That's something I didn't hear about, but it would be horrible to think at this point in time that there'd still be that kind of thing going on. But
yeah, it's bad when Canadians start shooting each other.
Yeah, because Canadians most of the time seem, at least the ones that I know, seem pretty laid back. But that's misfortune compounding misfortune, and so
you need to send them lots of healing.
Yes, lots of love and lots of healing for the people who've been scarred by this, and may they come out of it stronger and better for it. It's horrible to have to go through something like this while there's already a crisis going on, but
and may the loved ones lost find peace.
Yes, and I know that they'll be missing their loved ones as much as the ones still here will be missing them. So in moments of peace, may they be able to hear each other. And I'm just trying to think if there are some other folks. Of course, Jory, and hope your mom will be okay and be able to go to the doctor eventually. And I hope my brother will be able to move his house, and all that stuff by himself without, getting sick or something. As he's trying to move in the middle of all this, and we can't help him because he has cats, among other things. And it's not that we don't love cats, it's just too many allergens, and it's not safe because what's going on right now. So we're having to stay home to protect ourselves too. But yeah. Okay. Oh goodness. Okay, so yeah, somebody's filling us in right now on what happened there. 22 people reported dead in Nova Scotia. That's again, that's really sad. I guess that's something that definitely we need to ask for, because everyone's stressed right now, because this is something that for some of us, our grandparents lived through this with the Great Depression and World War II. But for everyone younger than that, this is new. We've never had to deal with anything like this, and a lot of people are stressed. And what I would pray for us is to have the patience and the ability to learn from this, and to gain some perspective on what's really important, because I think we let too many little things bother us, and Ron knows I'm guilty of that too. But in the greater scheme of things, what you really need is simple. The whole thing: but food, shelter, water, love.
And consideration.
Yeah,
Space.
yeah, and the things that the gods have provided. I think of the monologue of the Creator. I created the four winds so that every man might breathe in his time. I created the inundation so that the humble might benefit from it, like the great. I made every man like his fellow, and did not command that they do wrong. It is their hearts that disobey what I've said. And I made it so that mankind is inclined not to forget the West. Human beings are aware of their own mortality. So that they might give offerings to the gods. And think about higher things than just what's right in front of our noses. And so,
Basically, they made us,
huh?
we're inclined to toe the rope.
Yeah. Yeah. But
You might want to repeat what he said.
oh, you said people might be inclined to you said to toe the rope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you're talking like the tow rope of the, huh?
Yeah, you can pull the boat around, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, helping to tow the sunbar. But yeah, may we all find some peace, some sense of direction. I think that's another thing. Understanding that eventually this will be over. It may take. It's probably going to take longer than most of us are thinking, but we'll eventually be through this, and hopefully, we'll be better for it, and maybe be able to take a little more time, for each other and for ourselves, and to not be so rushed, and to remember the simple things that are, more important than, the we all build scaffolding in our heads, and like I said, I know I do that too. I've got to do this because this is important for this, and then and we don't realize that, we're building castles in the sky in our head. So hopefully we can get some direction and some recentering through all this. But I'm just peeking to see. Yeah. And of course, as always, here I'm going to see if I can kind of hate everyone. Just want to send love to everyone. I'm grateful for everyone that's tuned in, and I'm actually up to 3,000 subscribers now. Which is completely awesome. I'm like, hey, thanks to whoever that 3,000 subscriber was. Thank you. But let's see what else. Does anyone have any other requests while we're here?
Yeah.
It's not thunder I'm hearing, is it?
No.
No, it's okay.
You're hearing something from feedback.
No.
That is thunder.
I was going to say, yeah, that is thunder. Okay, well, I guess Set is doing his work right now. So, may,
Yes.
may Set the Mighty One protect the Sunboat and bring protection and long life to us. So,
It's an important time.
huh?
It's an important time for Kansu and others that oversee who gets sick and who may die and whatnot.
Oh yes, Constance, I think is the keeper of the books of the year. Yeah. I need to I actually did some artwork of Constance. I need to give him a space because I have Amen and Moot. So I need to add him to the altar. But tell you what, let's go ahead and I do have something for Constance. I'll go ahead and pull that up and let's see. The new moon was Wednesday, I think. Or what does it say on my calendar? Yeah, Wednesday was the new moon. So, this would be Consu's time because the crescent is just coming out, and if it weren't cloudy, you'd be able to see him. So, we'll go ahead and say something for him. Okay, well, here we go. Here we go. Okay, and then this is to Konsu the child. Konsu Pachod, Aur, Tepi and Amun, Hunanefer, Bener Merit, Nisur Kardu Nibu, Hiank Mozit, Uhem Mozuit, Miotan, Uhem Ranepurem, in Ra in Waset, Hiem Duau, Nechekim Mesher, Hunu Ranepir Tepteru, Iem Shetim Hut, Ketketef, Hemesanes Suim Wasetim Shefi Shopes, Ankem Kaperu and Efen Compri, Ra Hemenef Moscow, Atum im Mosher im Kentromanu, Jefejen Ujat, Horu im Huno Renep, Hien Amun Ra, Nebkao Ashjefo, Nebhiru Dien Meref. Konsu the child, very great, firstborn of Amun, goodly youth, sweet of love, king of all children, babe born alive, who repeats births like the sun disk, who repeats the renewal of Ra in Thebes, babe in the morning, old man in the evening, youth who renews at the proper times, who arrives as an infant after his old age, whom Mut gives birth to in Thebes as the august child, the living one in his manifestation of Khopri, Ra after he repeated births, a tomb in the evening within the entrance of Manu, Iris of the Ujat, Horus as a young child, babe of Amun-Ra, lord of food, plentiful of sustenance, lord of offerings who gives to those he loves. May Konsu the child be gracious to us all. Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that may be Set telling us that we need to wrap this up for tonight, just in case we have any weird issues with power or anything like that. But I can tell Darren is very relaxed. So we'll go ahead and say a prayer for making the offerings endure. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Khopri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Yunu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, lord of Upper Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, mistress of Lower Menset in Yunu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the shrine of Shanit in Yunu endures. As the name of Osir Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Isat in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pei endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chemenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Amun Ra Horaketi, O Osir. You have come in peace, O Nochuru. May you go forth in peace, O Amun Ra Horaketi, O Osir. May you go forth in peace, O Nochuru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Manjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. All right. Well, before I sign off, I'm just going to look and see. I got a few more comments here. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. A lot of places are about to have strong storms, and this is from our friend Wolf. He's actually about about 4 hours north of us in Arkansas. So yeah, pretty much when we get rain, you get rain too. Okay, yeah. Nene to Brian says thank you for a beautiful service. Glad to be here. Glad you enjoyed it, and much love to everyone. And if you caught us a little later, that's okay. We're gonna try and keep doing this every Friday around 7 to 7:30 Central Time. So be safe. Thank you. And yeah, absolutely. And we'll see you again next week, hopefully. Love you guys.
Bye.
Okay.